Page 72, Farandole. From L'Arlésienne by Bizet. A lot of weird names going on here, folks. Just want to point out a few things here. Right hand, you got staccato all over the place. I'm going to use a finger staccato here. Now, if it's confusing for you, you may have to use a wrist staccato on some of it, but I'm going to recommend finger staccato. I don't understand their fingering. They're saying start out with the pickup beat as a 1. You're in this position. And they tend to want you to stay in this position until you get, like in the first measure of the second line, where you have to be down here. But otherwise they want you here. I don't know why. But it's here. 1, 2, 1. You're crossing over. Now, there is a 3 in parentheses right above the 1 at the first note. That's simply giving you an alternate fingering. They're telling you instead of thumb, you could use third finger. Here's the difference of opinion. I don't like being in this position here. It's cumbersome, for lack of a better, it's cumbersome. I prefer to be in this position because this position covers all the notes. I don't have to cross over the thumb at all. And if I start out with third finger like they're suggesting, I can just stay in this position. It's fine. So I'm recommending you do that. Just use this here. You may have to take a pencil and pencil in, because this can get confusing seeing those finger numbers and using different fingers. If that confuses you, pencil in what you want. When you get down to the third line on the first ending, you're here. The thumb on the dotted half note is a good idea because it prepares you for what's coming. You got to reach up, put your fourth finger on that D, and then in the next line you got 2 and 5. So there we are coming up into this position. This position, actually, not this position, it's this position. Then the last note on page 72, you got to come up again. Second finger, and then you're going to have to cross over in the second measure at the top of page 73. So here, you got to cross over, but in the next measure, it's third finger. So you here, here, here type thing. For the first line on page 73, slowly. Right there. Then in the second line, second ending there, it's the first measure. You're here. Then I recommend coming down, third finger again, coming back into this position. Here. And you can stay here until you get to the end. Then at the end, you got to bring the thumb under to get the G. And then here. And they're saying thumb again. Okay. 2, 5. Not the best, but it works, so go ahead. You get a quarter rest between each one, so that's a little more doable. And that's the right hand. Now, again, staccatos, because it's important. Well, it's always important, but... How fast you play it is how fast you're capable of doing those eighth notes accurately and evenly, so be careful. In the left hand, you got the chords. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5, 7 chord. Now, normally you'd expect this chord, but instead of the F sharp, they put this on there. You get it later on too. Then in the last line, you got to come down to here. It's a G and an E. And then the next measure, the G and the D, I recommend a 5-2. So you're saving the thumb for that E. And then top of page 73, it's here. Staccato. Then second line, again, a 1 chord, a 4 chord, and whatever that is, and then a 1 chord. Okay, you get them. Fourth line down, second measure, a C and a D, and then a B and a D, and then a C and a D, and you get it. Okay. Last line, you got that. Now we get a 5-7 chord. Right, and they're all staccato. And And the last note at the bottom is a G with an 8/8 under it. So you got to come down to here. Staccato. A lot of staccato going on. So there's the left hand. Everything you want to hear is in the right hand, so keep the left hand soft. Roadmap wise, you got first and second endings on page 72. Hopefully you know how that works. I hope by now. If not, go back to where they're introducing all that junk and review it. And then you got first and second endings on page 73. So what we're going to do, you're going to play the first two lines on 72. Then you're going to play the first two measures in the third line. Repeat back to the reverse repeat sign. Play those first two lines again, and this time on the third line you're going to skip the first ending and go to the second. Then go on, play the last line, play the first line on page 73, repeat back to the last line on page 72, isn't this fun? And play that line again, and then the first line on page 73, except skip that first ending and go to the second, and then finish it out. You need GPS practically to do this. This is something. So it has a 1-beat pickup and 4/4 time. I'm going to give us 3 counts. Let's try this slowly. This is a fast piece. Allegro is fast. How fast depends on you and what you can control. But you can find recordings of this Farandole if you search for it. So I'll give us 3 counts. So put your hands where you're going to put them. 1, ready, go. Repeat. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Done.